The world of Pixar has created all kinds of visuals ingrained in the minds of people from multiple generations. And it all began with a toy. Well, yeah, the Luxo ball is important, but we're talking about a whole different toy. A special cowboy.
Howdy, howdy, howdy.
Okay, no, let's just be on the nose here. We're talking about Woody. You know, Woody the cowboy.
Everyone knows your name, Woody.
Toy Story was a revolutionary film in 1995. As Toy Story 4 sets even more animation landmarks, both in terms of box office and quality, it's a great time to take a look back and showcase how much Pixar's animation has evolved and changed over the years. Yes, it's 2019 and we're still enjoying another Toy Story movie 24 years after the original.
Reach for the sky!
But it took a lot to get here, and following the journey includes a look back at animation changes, story overhauls, and some other huge franchises Pixar has launched through the years. It's easy to take the original Toy Story for granted. The movie is just one of many in Pixar's impressive catalog. When Toy Story premiered back in 1995, it literally had everything going for it. The film was a feature-length CG movie, something no one had seen before. But not only were the effects good for the time, but the story and emotion was there as well.
You are a toy!
Woody and Buzz became household names. A sequel was announced shortly after, and the whole Toy Story franchise was born with toys filling up aisles, shorts playing on ABC, and children dressing up as multiple characters. The animation quality in Toy Story was impressive at the time and pretty much holds up today. If there were any weak points, it would have been Sid's dog Scud or some of the human animations. You know, like how everyone at Andy's birthday party is essentially a clone of Andy. And it's through these comparisons where we can see how much has improved over the years. A good example is Andy's sister Molly. In the first Toy Story, Molly's animation is kinda crude. She has blonde curls, big bug eyes, and not the smoothest animation. Flash forward to 1999 and the release of Toy Story 2. Molly is barely seen, appearing briefly at the yard sale. From the quick glimpses, we see slight improvements in the fluid movements and facial expressions. The true transformation is found in 2010's Toy Story 3. Molly is not only grown up, but looks even more like a human rather than an animated character. You can practically see single strands of hair in her curls, and her face is full of details while still keeping her recognizable from the earlier movies. Another way to showcase the animation transformation from the original Toy Story to Toy Story 4 is through the pets. Just the visuals themselves can show you how much Pixar has evolved over the past 24 years. But this evolution of pets and animals in the Toy Story movies is not exclusive to the franchise. Through the years, not only has Pixar been improving the way they animate movies, but they use other movies to push their boundaries, present new styles, and get more detailed with every production. A Bug's Life helped develop animal movements, but the creation of Sully and Monsters, Inc. really helped push animators to create more photorealistic looks to the characters. Sully's whole body is made of fur, and a ton of work was made to make the fur look as realistic as possible. Through the development and painstaking efforts, the creation of Sully helped lead to the creation of several other animals and creatures in the world of Pixar. For Toy Story 4, the advanced fur design helped lead to the success of the Ducky and Bunny stuffed animals.
To infinity and my foot!
This same detail was also used in Toy Story 3 with Lotso Bear. We can't imagine seeing such a vivid design in the original Toy Story. The details in the fur really stand out and make Lotso, Ducky, and Bunny feel like living stuffed animals. Finding Nemo branched off the animated success of Monsters, Inc., not only showcasing a variety of water creatures, but focusing on the water animation itself to create realistic views and movements through the water. And while the Toy Story franchise is not heavily water-based, Toy Story 4 does feature some key scenes in the rain, and the animated details are far and above what was capable in the original movie. Another Pixar franchise which helped improve the animation and details? Cars. Cars almost feels like Toy Story on wheels, but there are many elements from the films which help the animation evolve and allow the Toy Story movies to push things even further. The world of racing really helped push the elements of realism in the smaller details. This includes dust, dirt, and wear on vehicles. Flash forward to Toy Story 3 and you see some characters at the daycare with paint on them when the young kids play rough. Big Baby is clearly worn out. In Toy Story 4, a close-up of Woody's boots showcased the very small details, including the marker Bonnie used to write her name and how some elements have worn down over the years. Adding these small details helped elevate the animation while still allowing Woody to look familiar enough to his original design in the first Toy Story. And it's the small details that really make these worlds feel real and believable. We went from a birthday party filled with children who look like Andy to a whole daycare filled with all original children and individuals with their own details, clothes, and personality. Toy Story 4 took the human design one step further, showcasing Bonnie's parents, a whole class of kindergarten children, and a carnival filled with dozens and dozens of people. One of the more detailed areas in the film is the antique shop. You can literally see the dust and cobwebs in various areas of the building. The whole set piece is filled with antiques and various pieces of merchandise. Compare this to Andy's room in Toy Story. There's some board games and books on the shelves, but the spines of these books are basic titles without much detail. Bonnie's room is not only filled with toys, but small elements are placed all around the whole room to make it really feel like a child's living space. And the evolution in visuals and storytelling Pixar has provided not only created a massive change in the animation industry, but the Academy Awards as well. Thanks to Toy Story and the CG animation boom, the Academy created the Academy Award for Best Animated Feature. While Monsters, Inc. lost out to Shrek back in 2001 when the Oscar was first introduced, the company has really cleaned up in the category. Films like Finding Nemo, The Incredibles, Ratatouille, Up, Toy Story 3, Brave, Inside Out, and Coco have all won the coveted Oscar. In 2010, Toy Story 3 was not only nominated for Best Animated Feature, but for the broad category of Best Picture as well. The improvements in animation and technology caused many companies to take notice and give these films the accolades they deserved. The changes in Pixar's animation doesn't just come with the visual quality we see on the screen, it's the natural progression and living history of the company. In the original Toy Story, the movie was packed with Easter eggs, but these either referenced Mickey Mouse, small hidden elements, or the infamous shining carpet. Years later, the Pixar Easter egg search is a whole different viewing experience with each new movie featuring references to other movies and elements of Pixar shorts. Toy Story 4 features small examples like Bonnie wearing a Nemo-themed inflatable swim tube, Coco guitars on the carnival wall, and a balloon cart from the movie Up. The original Toy Story even started a grand tradition in the world of Pixar, the Pizza Planet truck.
Welcome to Pizza Planet.
The truck appears in every movie and shows up in Toy Story 4 in the form of a tattoo on the back of the leg of a carnival worker. Besides hunting for Easter eggs, the evolution of Pixar has gone through several waves. Initially, the company was focused on creating original storytelling, whether it was the world of toys, venturing into the superhero genre with The Incredibles, or exploring the life of a food-loving rat in Ratatouille. The company had numerous original stories to follow over the years. And then a shift came. Original movies like Coco and Inside Out were still getting released, but the 2010s had a major emphasis on sequels. Starting with Toy Story 3 in 2010, Pixar released Cars 2, Monsters University, Finding Dory, Cars 3, The Incredibles 2, and Toy Story 4 all within the span of 9 years. Pixar once built themselves on creating original stories rather than franchises. But there has been a huge shift thanks to the success of the Toy Story sequels, and a large part may also be attributed to the growing sections of Pixar worlds and characters at Walt Disney theme parks. But after the release of Toy Story 4, Pixar's animation will once again shift, this time back to the original storytelling. Toy Story 4 is not just one of the best-looking Pixar films through the details and designs, but it's really the end of an era as we look onward. Onward to new characters, worlds, or products filling the toy aisles. Onward to Pixar's next film entitled Onward. And while the animation has improved over the years, the core of the storytelling at Pixar remains the same. Just look at the emotional journeys in Toy Story and Toy Story 4. Woody's motives and experiences may have been different, but the elements of Forky and Buzz Lightyear are essentially the same. At their core, both characters are beloved toys from their owners who Woody desperately wants to help return home.
Buzz, we've got to get Forky. Affirmative.
These characters do not realize they're toys at first, and it's up to Woody to show them this way of life while going on an outward adventure to either Pizza Planet or a big carnival. And Pixar makes these stories work both times. Millions of people have literally cried in the movie theater over a cowboy toy with a heart of gold. And this is just one reason how Pixar animation has changed. The original Toy Story has some great messages, but ultimately it's a fun movie with a fun premise that still delivers emotionally. Over the years, Pixar has pushed their storytelling themes with more deeper meanings and connections to resonate with viewers. The evolution of the animation was just the surface level. The core of storytelling reached an emotional high in Toy Story 3 with Woody and the gang learning to let go of Andy, go through the process of growing up and adjusting to the new life of Bonnie. Pixar has proved that animation is not just about stunning visuals. It's using those visuals to present a stunning story that makes us laugh, cry, and feel moved with everything we see on the screen. And while Pixar has changed over these past years, so has the viewing audience, growing along with these characters and getting so much out of them along the way.
For infinity and beyond.
Wow, what a journey. Did you notice all of the differences and details in Toy Story 4? Do you like all the changes to Bo Peep? Should there be a Toy Story 5? Is this too many questions? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to ScreenRant for more great content. Thanks for watching.